Alright, welcome everybody. This is our daily live AMA and Detonator rollover event here at EMP.Money. I am your host, AJ, joined by my co-host with the most, Bull. How are you today?
Really good. I gotta turn that YouTube volume down. I don't have any feedback. Yeah, really good, man. How are you doing?
Good, brother. Another crazy productive day at EMP. Super busy behind the scenes, and had to take my dog into the vet today too. He's all good though. It was just a little bit of a skin allergy. But yeah, we're again. No matter what, we make it to the AMA. Vet, doctor's appointment. Who cares? We make it here. So yeah, man, everything's going good. All right, so we're gonna start things off with a bang. We're gonna run our intro music by Defi Proof. I gave some alpha yesterday. We're working on a music video, and there was a behind the scenes look at the shooting of the music video on our Telegram and on my personal Twitter for those of you that were able to see that. So music video is coming, but in the meantime, we can party, get the good vibes going with Defi Proof. This is his single EMP.
I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to text me, should stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to text me, should stick it in the ballroom. E-pop got me waiting 3 more hours. Stacking all these years higher than a tower. Having all these nodes feel like superpowers. Investing all this bread, never been a coward. Call me Mr. Bond, money in the vault. I stay in the farm, feeling like the goal. Don't worry about the haters, got the detonator. I'll kill in every market, call me Terminator. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a metal piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. Me should stick it in the ballroom. I've been getting on my BNB and stacking these. Pairing it with EMP and then a middle piece. How to get myself a bag before the bull run. How to text me should stick it in the ballroom.
All right, there you have it. Defi Proof in the building. Appreciate all that he does for us, getting the hype going. Again, we're all about positive vibes here at EMP, no matter what the market is doing. And man, that pesky market. Oh boy, another pretty big pullback today. We've seen again Bitcoin below 20K. ETH is hovering around a grand, and so with that, we've seen our peg drop by about 0.01, so nothing crazy by any means, but there has been a little bit of pullback again. EMP price is down as well, and remember, I know we talk about this a lot, but I just want to reiterate, the EMP price is directly correlated with ETH, so if ETH drops, EMP will inherently drop in value as well because of that 4,000 to 1 peg, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's been a lot of sell volume. That's why with seigniorage protocols, the chart can be very misleading because it's more of a ratio rather than actually buying and selling volume. So that being said, we're still, again, super healthy. I know I've warned everybody. We could see another major drop from here. I mean, I don't think 11K Bitcoin is out of the question. My personal opinion, I never thought we'd see below 18, but here we are. So, yeah, I mean, I would just be prepared for all that. But if you're in the farms and you're participating in the ecosystem like we recommend, then it's a lot less pressure and burden to have to worry about what the market's doing. And now's the time to build. I mean, with low EMP prices, low ETH prices, that means low LP prices. And that means you can get a giant position in Detonator and other LPs in our farms at rock bottom prices. So, all right, I want to say that real fast. Let me give a few updates, and then we will jump right into questions. Again, I know we've been slacking on allowing enough time for all the questions just because we've had so much alpha and so much to discuss that we're running out of time. But an hour a day is pretty damn good for compared to other projects that barely do an AMA a month. So if you do have a question, please feel free to write it in our YouTube comments. That will help our engagement. Again, if you're on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. Consider sharing our channel and go back through and listen to some old AMAs and old videos as you may find some hidden gems in there. So, all right, the big news today is directly after this AMA, we will be opening up our VIP program. So I teased it yesterday. I'll be doing a full post on how to get involved, how to submit, and that will be open for the next 48 hours, maybe a little bit longer if we need to. But that is a great thing. Hey, Bull, you wanna mention about our VIP program and how we reward those that support us?
Yep. The VIP isn't a measure of you being a whale or a minnow. It's in terms of finances. It's a matter of how much human capital you put into the protocol, how you help other people, how positive you are, how responsible you treat the ecosystem. And a VIP, obviously it's a very important person. And the reason that, I look at everybody here as important, but we do have to support those who really want to support us, right? And so whilst we treat everybody really well, I think VIP and Army will get treated a little bit better because these are the people that are the educators, the helpers, the picking people up when they get knocked down type. And so it's important to remember, right, that it doesn't matter the size of your bag. It really is kind of the size of your heart and the size of your hands. How much you're willing to help other people learn in the protocol and share kind of positive, good vibes.
Perfect, absolutely, Bull. And yeah, I mean, we're not here to sell shame anybody. I mean, it's not really based on that. Like Bull said, it's not based on your overall holdings. We just like to see that you're an active part of the community. There is a minimum EMP requirement. There is, but it's fairly low. And I mean, as long as you're kind of allocated in all, you have some in farms, you have some, in an auto vault, or you have some in detonator. As long as you're properly allocated, then chances are you're going to be approved. I mean, VIP is just again another great way to be that much more involved. And have other opportunities moving forward. So again, those that support us, we want to support you. The VIPs usually get first dibs on any partner projects that we launch. Or partners that we have in general. So yeah, it's just a great way again to reward our good actors and the Army. I know we talk about the Army a lot, but I don't know if I've ever really clarified this or gone into it. But the EMP Army is about a group of about 40 individuals that are essentially an extension of the team. They're not paid, they're not hired. You have to actually be nominated by at least 3 people to be inducted into the Army. And those people are the ones that really are helping push the platform forward on a daily basis. So if you have a particular set of skills that you think would be really helpful, or we always have our eyes open in the chat. For other VIP members and other community members that are always helping out. We see you, and you'll eventually get that invite if you put in the work to be a vital member of our community. So, and again, Army is direct access to all of us. I mean, we're really good as it is. I mean, any random community member has access to the team. That was really important, but we're discussing strategy, on a daily basis. So, yeah, I just want to clarify VIP and Army. And if we look at your wallet, maybe you're not doing the right thing. This gives us an opportunity to also educate you one by one and we have a whole team that is ready to start accepting these VIP requests. It will be a Google form that you will fill out, and again, as soon as this AMA is over, there'll be full instructions in our Discord and our Telegram. So, and we'll talk about it the rest of this week as well, or at least the next 2 or 3 days while we have it open. All right, so that
Could I,
is, yeah, go ahead,
oh,
Bull. Yeah,
hey,
go ahead.
Vic, could I make one? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
absolutely, bro. Go ahead.
So oh, okay, cool. I just wanted to mention, right, like, the market's down. It's a scary time. People have a tendency to sort of disappear when everything isn't like a rocket ship. And so right now is really the time to kind of have your hands in the dirt, so to speak, working at your farm, earning and learning and helping other people, because this is the time when the standout people really show up, right? It's not when everything is good and everybody's like, super excited. That's a great feeling. It's a great time, but um, leaders are born during times of adversity. They're not born in times of plenty. And people are leaders and helpers because they show up when people most need them. And right now is a time, where we can see, there's less activity in the main channel. And everybody in the army, and VIP are people that kind of, had their hands in the dirt, so to speak, when we were below peg in the previous time, or before we ever made it to peg that first time. And so this is the perfect opportunity to stand out, number one, because it's a time of adversity. Number two, there's not a lot of activity, like when the boardroom is printing like crazy. So this is really the best time for you to stand out and to start, kind of, showing your character to the community.
Absolutely, Bull. Great points, bro. For sure. And with that, I mean, again, we're always here to help. And it's funny, we've had a lot of people grow, from pretty much day one, or at least early. I mean, it doesn't matter when you get into EMP. We've said this before too. Really, those that are getting in now have a better entry price than 90% of us did. But that being said, we see our community just continuing to grow and develop, and even some of the OGs, they're always perfecting their strategies and their craft. And one of those people is our an amazing supporter of the protocol. He released an awesome video today that again, do me a personal favor and go to this video, show him some love, tell him why EMP is so amazing in the comments below, and that's James Pelton. So James Pelton released another update video today. He's been around since pretty much the beginning, and he learns every day too. We've had long discussions, specifically around nodes, and the way you utilize EMP as a utility token. And so even James was like, oh my God, like he had the light bulb moment, like about a month ago. We had a deep dive, and he was like, man, I never realized that. So and that zapping is essentially selling half your EMP. So he did a great video today that really encompassed everything that he's learned in EMP. And some really good advice about helping us recover PEG. So again, please go check him out. We have a ton of social media influencers and advertising coming. I know, we've proven that we have those contacts and that we are delivering. But we also want to be really strategic with, again, spending any money. James was not paid. That was not a sponsored video. But, when we do ramp that up again, we want to make sure that the market is ready for that. So in the meantime, just support the content creators that are creating content around EMP. Another one that did a recent video was Austin Clark. He did a good job yesterday. A little bit of misinformation that we told him, and he said, "Man, that's awesome. I'm gonna do a follow-up video now to again, go over the common mistakes that people make in EMP." So again, please support all your content creators. those are a great way to help your bag and to help EMP without having to put in any capital. Bull says it well, the human capital, and take 10 minutes out of your day every day to go like and comment on 2 or 3 different EMP videos or 2 or 3 different EMP tweets, or Medium articles. I mean, that's a really awesome way to help. So yeah, Bull, did you have a chance to watch that video yet? I know I always put you on the spot, but oh,
Oh,
you
yeah.
there? There you
Normally,
are. Go ahead,
normally,
bro.
yeah. Oh, sorry. Normally, you don't put me on the spot, but no, I haven't watched the video.
Yeah.
I know a member of Chris Farrell's good group forwarded me that, and I put it in there, but I haven't watched it. But like I've told people in the past, I watch every video that EMP content creators make. I like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff because it's the simplest way to invest in your investment. Because, like AJ said, and then in this case with James, this is a free one because he's part of the protocol, he's part owner, and he is doing his part to invest in his investment by spreading the word about EMP. And it's something simple that everybody can do by investing that time.
Totally. Yep. Absolutely. And I'll let you slide, Bull. He only posted the video about an hour before the AMAs. I know we've both been swamped today, but so yeah. And again, I mean, just go show him some love. Bull mentioned Chris Farrell for sure. He's another awesome content creator. He does a lot on Facebook. So you can look him up as well. We'll be seeing a lot more of him in the future. So yeah, we have a lot going on. Things are looking really good. So one last update. So in about 1 hour, a little bit less than an hour now, actually, GoldBridge sacrifice will be ending. So again, it's been a crazy week for GoldBridge. Last I looked, the sacrifice amount is up to $1.3 million, which is just insane. And not only is that an amazing opportunity or potential opportunity for those that have sacrificed and through our community, and but it shows the power of EMP. And now I know Jonathan, Teller, and Mike have large audiences of their own. But I'm going to be really interested to see. We're working on the analytics of how much of that money came from the EMP community. And that just goes to show, when we show up, we show up. So, and that's going to open a lot of doors for us as a community moving forward. Again, the whole idea of being involved in EMP is not only to have amazing passive income with exposure to ETH, but it's also to make you a better DeFi user. It's about bringing opportunities that we have vetted as a community, that won't rug pull, or to the best of our ability to guarantee that they won't rug pull, and we do that because we want all of you to succeed. And I've said it before, is where we never want you to leave your position in EMP. You never kill the golden goose or cut down your money tree, because we're producing here at EMP. But if you're able to liquidate other projects that aren't producing for you, and go into, again, some of these other partner programs, or even increase your position at EMP, that allows you to bring profits back home to the mothership. So EMP will always be the mothership. Again, our treasury is invested in GoldBridge, as well as me personally, and any gains that we're able to get from that will go to support the protocol. So we're building an entire ecosystem, that again will set all of us up for the future. And we're doing all of this in the middle of one of the worst bear markets that we've ever seen. So I get goosebumps when I think about what we're going to be doing once the market recovers. So all right, that's all my updates. Bull, anything you want to add before we get to questions?
Yeah, sure, of course. You touched on something I think that's really important, is that opportunity, without rug pulls, opportunities in people that you can trust, opportunities and protocols that you can trust. And we've been talking a lot about regulation, like when regulation, and I got to thinking about that a little bit, and I was talking with somebody earlier today through DM, and I think this is going to be the new mantra for DeFi is um, communities that can trust the team, the teams, the protocol, the other people in the community, and people that are working and building together. And so, whilst it's true that legal regulation is coming, I think the real important thing is that regulation is actually here. It's self-regulation. It's the ability to act responsibly, and knowing that you're part of the community, and you're part owner of this, and this that dictates that you do need to self-regulate or act responsibly because as part owner, everything that you do in the ecosystem has an effect. It doesn't matter how small you are, it has an effect. And if it from the investment or the taking of financial capital or the adding or the taking of human capital, all of those things have an impact. But really, truly, that is just self-regulation, and we can't tell other people how to act or how to be, but we can surely shine a light on what it means to be acting responsibly, acting with integrity, and being part of something bigger than just an individual. And for anybody that hasn't listened before, I'm going to tell you, I believe in the power, the ability of every individual. It's unique and it's special. But if they don't share the things that they can do, their talents, their things that inspire people, all of that is lost. And but when it's shared, all of the community is better off for it. Be it in the physical world or in crypto, when people share talents that inspire other people and help other people, that's how we build a community. And I would always rather be part of a community or a society versus a collection of individuals, because at the core of it, I know that when people aren't sharing ideas and stories and their failures and successes, those are all wasted things, all wasted tools, so to speak, and wasted opportunity to build something better. And the beauty is that we can't control regulation in the real world, but right now we can control self-regulation and acting responsibly.
Yeah, Bill, that's a great point. I know we had a guy by the name of Paper Chasin on about two AMAs ago, and he said something that resonates really exactly what you're saying, Bull. Is like, the regulation that we're going to see, we brought it on ourselves, meaning, by trying to go after, that next 100 or 1000x, we ape into these projects that we have no idea who the developers are. It's a total pump and dump. I mean, meme tokens galore, and we put ourselves in that situation, meaning scammers are able to scam because of that human greed and that never-ending hunger of the next 1000x. So I think that's kind of what Bull's point is that it's up to us as a responsible DeFi user to do our research, to only get involved in projects that take the time to write a proper white paper, or to have AMAs, or to have an academy. I mean, little things like that make a huge difference. And again, it is a very risky space. A lot of legit projects end up failing or scamming anyway. Again, I think there's a big difference between a failed project and a rug pull. That's another major bit of OG advice. Just because a project fails doesn't mean it was a rug pull. I think people confuse the two. But the point is that if you're here, if you're in EMP and you're listening to these AMAs and you're part of the community, you are so far ahead of the game, and we're giving all of this for free. When other people are charging, 10 to 50 grand for a DeFi masterclass, you can get it with us, and we've all been around the block with proven results. So I think a lot of teachers that charge that kind of money are very disconnected, and we're in the trenches every day, making it happen. So All right, that was awesome. Again, good stuff, Bull. Do we have anybody that has a question, or I don't know if we have a queue ready, or you want to expand on that? Go ahead, Bull.
I I had a question. Okay, here we go. So this was from Dazzling Didge on Telegram. With nodes, do I need to be there at a certain time like Detonator for maximum result?
Great question. So, yep, nodes are not on a time lock, so or any sort of time frame whatsoever. So the short answer is no. They'll produce for you every second of every day, and you can let those rewards accumulate in your claimable area, and they will not go back into the pool whatsoever. And then again, we just always suggest utilizing your nodes properly. The idea is to take the EMP from your nodes and either buy more nodes to keep up with the APR, or again, just to make sure that you're have enough fresh capital or ESHARE profits to pair with them to make more LP.
Yeah, perfect. Right. I'm sure everybody knows, but I'll just go ahead and say it. There are 5 different sizes of nodes, and they will all 5 will emit at a different rate per day. They're all 400% ROI over time. The bigger you get, the little bit more efficiently that it gets to the end.
Yes, awesome, Bull. Thanks for reminding me. And I know some of our Army members, I think it was Joe, PV Trader, made a great analogy. Nodes are like a race car. They all get to the finish line eventually, but the larger your engine or the larger the node, the faster you're able to get to that finish line. So that's why, again, we always suggest saving up your EMP to try to get to that next bigger node, and then once you start accumulating gigas, you can really help yourself scale into LPs. Again, what you don't want to do is go into nodes with the intention of just dumping EMP for profit, because not only is that hurting you as the investor, because your nodes will eventually stop producing, and now you have to go start all over again. But your APR in the nodes goes down as well. So the idea is that we want to be above peg. We want to be very healthily above peg, and then nodes produce even better when that happens. So hopefully that helps. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, there's a lot of different ways to pair any type of EMP that would be produced in a node, by creating LP either from fresh ETH, profits, that everybody gets from selling eShare. So I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that at all.
Yeah, so we went really into that a lot about 2 AMAs ago, but I'm happy to give a quick overview. And yeah, the idea, and I know, again, Joe PV Trader, he's been killing it lately. So he did a great breakdown of proper allocations, including nodes, on 12,000 bucks. But we knew that 12 grand was probably a lot for a lot of people. So I think he just redid the math today on 5,000 as an initial investment, and really you can do the math on $100 if you need to. So it's not a matter of what there is no minimum investment. Again, we're not here to give financial advice. We're not here to encourage you to invest. We can just give you the best strategies that are out there. But that being said, that's a great breakdown, and the idea is that you want to have enough LP in our farms, and that's EMP ETH LP in our farms to be able to produce enough eShare that you can literally sell that eShare and then for ETH. So again, just rough numbers. Say you're able to produce about $10 a day in eShare through your farm. You sell that $10 of eShare every day. You buy Ethereum with it, and then you pair up that with EMP that's being produced from your nodes. And now you're able to get into more LP at literally half price, because that EMP is being emitted from the nodes, and all the while you're doing that, you're literally stacking actual Ethereum. Again, by selling ESHARES for ETH to go into EMP. If you already have the EMP, if you don't already have EMP, then you need to sell half your eShare for EMP and half of it for ETH. Um, but no matter what the scenario is, there is no better way to accumulate actual Ethereum, not some made-up token or over collateralized, speculative coin. You're accumulating actual BEP20 ETH, so really, really powerful. And again, ETH or EMP is our native token, and yeah, we definitely, that's a made-up token, so to speak. But what makes it different is that because our liquidity pool is actually paired not only mathematically but through deep, deep liquidity, EMP really is fractionalized ETH. And so I looked at the liquidity today. We have like 5,000 Ethereum backing EMP in the liquidity pools, which is just absolutely insanity. So the last update I gave was like 4,500. So we're continuing to add more liquidity, which is really powerful for the protocol and the health of the ecosystem. So yeah, you want to elaborate on that, Bull? I know it was a lot, man. Sorry.
No, that's great. I mean, every little bit is going to help. Somebody's going to hear a little bit differently. But I'll just wrap something up a little bit. Is that the system right now is producing about $24,000 a day per day of eShare. So that's $24,000 that actually could be applied to building that EMP ETH LP farm or just buy pressure itself on EMP. And so there's a couple different options, right? If you were somebody who produced enough to buy a node with your eShare, or you could produce enough to put that on EMP ETH LP farm. The great thing about that is you have options, and a lot of people say, well, I don't want to sell my eShare, it's going to be worth a lot in the future. Well, keep in mind, right, that the number one goal here, at least this is how I look at it, is the eShare is a vehicle to to build up your farms. It's not a vehicle to speculate in the future in a year that it's going to be worth $5,000. Very well could be, but we need to deal with today, not a year from now. And dealing with today means using profit to recover PEG, slowly and organically. But the system, like I said, is producing $24,000 a day in profit in eShare that could be used to recover PEG. And the beauty of that is if you were a person who produced $10 in eShare, something that you could be doing during the day is selling half of that into ETH and then using that to buy $5 in EMP. And you're going to say, well, that's just $5. It's nothing. Keep in mind, this is effectively what all the auto vaults are doing, is buying EMP ETH LP and and defending and raising up the PEG, creating buy pressure on EMP. So if you're in the farm here on the site, just keep in mind that everybody that's in the auto vault is doing that little bit to regain PEG. So I'm not here to tell you or shame you for holding on to eShare, but eShare has more value when we regain PEG. So the more that we focus on regaining PEG, the more indirectly that you're going to see that eShare that you're holding raise up in value. So it doesn't. The eShare isn't doing anything if it's sitting in the boardroom right now. If you have eShare, it could be sitting on the farms or on the eShare BNB farm, but you should be selling part of it really to regain PEG because it's going to increase the value of all the other eShare that you're holding.
Absolutely, Bill. That's an amazing point. We went into this pretty in depth again about 2 AMAs ago, but it's worth bringing up again. So a lot of people are sitting on eShares, because of what their potential value may be in the future. I am a believer that we're going to see all-time highs of eShare again once we recover PEG. But that being said, if you aped into eShares and bought eShares, which we do not recommend doing, unless you have a very high risk tolerance or know what you're doing to get involved. Again, you want to be able to farm your eShares. It's really hard for me to say sell eShares at a loss. So that would be the only, I would say, caveat to what Bull just said and what I'm about to say. But other than that, I mean, if you've been farming your eShares, um, uh, sitting on them, doing nothing, having them in the boardroom, that really, like Bill said, it's not doing anything to A, help the protocol, and B, help you as the investor. Because the whole idea is that eShare gets its value from being above peg and printing. So if you want your eShares to be more valuable, you have to protect the peg. And so, it's that chicken or the egg argument, I guess. But one is directly correlated with the other. So again, I'm all for keeping some eShares for when the boardroom starts printing again, especially if you're a good actor and you know how to you know what to do with that EMP. But please consider again, not financial advice, but liquidating maybe half of your eShare holdings or a quarter or more. I mean, if you're able to, and again buying EMP to help us recover PEG, and then you're going to see the value of eShares go up anyway for the remaining eShare that you hold, and be able to realize profits through that. So, and that's the beauty of this system. I mean, there are no smoke and mirrors. It's a peer-to-peer economy, and people will be willing to buy your eShares at a lot higher price once that peg is looking closer and closer to printing. And that's where again the revenue comes from. We're not doing anything behind the scenes. We don't own anything to produce the yield. The yield is literally from the inherent value of eShares. So, and again, we have our treasury that's producing yield, but I'm just speaking about EMP and eShare. So, yeah. All right, Bill. Anything else on that, or other questions? Or Joe, are you there? Yeah, I know you. If you can add to
Yeah,
that, you did the math, bro. So yeah, maybe go ahead, bro.
yeah, no problem. I just wanted to chime in about eShares because I do like eShares. I didn't when I started, I did ape into them because it was just so attractive with the boardroom earning like 4% and higher. It's you kind of just get sucked into that when you don't read anything, and it produces a whole bunch of EMP and life was good. And then when we
For
lost
sure.
peg, the price just plummeted like 30, 40, 50%. And then it kind of like, I said, hey, let me start reading some stuff and see what this is all about. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with holding eShares, especially when the boardroom's printing. It can make a lot of EMP for you, and if you can pair that up um, with eShares that you have already, you can really make LPs really fast. But like the last time we lost peg, I sold a good portion of my eShares. Um, half I bought, half I earned. So it was nothing lost. And then I kept the rest and I just converted it into the eShare BNB. That's going to have a lot of volatility just because of the way impermanent loss works. It constantly wants to keep both halves of the LP at the same value. So if eShare goes down and BNB stays the same, you're going to accumulate more eShares, of course, at a cheaper price, but now you have actually heavier weighted in eShares and more in BNB. But as long as you don't break those LPs, you haven't lost anything. It's just the LP value might be down. But what I've done is I stuck them, like I said, made the LP and stuck them in the farm. And the nice thing about that is you're earning almost 0.4% a day in eShare. And what I do is I watch the charts on eShare, and when the price goes up 10, 15, 20%, I sell those E-shares for ETH, and I match them up with my node emissions. And that's a really good way of making more LPs, with a turbo booster, because those E-shares are going to spike up quick in price. Now, when the price drops, I don't sweat it. I still have the LPs. They're still making high APR, and I just accumulate those E-shares, and I wait again, just like the tide coming in, until they go back up, and I sell them again and match them up with my node emissions. I think a lot of people have a problem with having coins sitting in either the rewards or in their wallet. And I hate idle coins, but at the same time, you got to be a little bit patient. And if you have some extra coins, especially EMP, don't sell it. Make an opportunity to utilize it through eShares. And then the strategy that I showed with my friend with 12,000 the other day, and then the one I did today with a family member for 5,000, like AJ said earlier, utilize the nodes as a personal boardroom printer when the boardroom's not printing, because it's going to make EMP. And then as long as you have enough in the farms to generate the same dollar value, you can make LPs about 60% faster. I think the one today was 56%, because with $5,000, it didn't make sense to buy a giga. So we stepped it down to the mega, which makes a little bit less, but it's still making 50% LPs faster than just going straight farms. So that's a good way of using node within the system to help the system, and also give your bags a little bit of boost, because at the end of the day, you want to accumulate LPs. It's not about nodes. Nodes is just a tool to get you more LPs, and stacking those LPs is the key.
Absolutely, Joe. Well said at the end there, bro. Well, the whole thing for sure. But yeah, I know we say, EMP is a utility token, but that's probably a better way of saying it, Joe. EMP is a tool to earn you more LPs, because really at the end of the day, LPs are king, and allow you to earn eShares and then take profit in eShare without hurting the ecosystem at all. And once everybody understands that, the power of these protocols can be unmatched. I mean, it really is that simple. So, all right, awesome. I do have a question real fast on YouTube. It says, if zaps aren't enough for 2 tickets, can it be topped off? Meaning, claim D share is zapped into the detonator and only earns 1 ticket. Can you deposit a little bit more to top off and get a second ticket? So that's an awesome question. And the short answer is, again, no. So that's why it's so important to have all of your allocations correct. You want to be able to make sure that when you're compounding, you're doing it in or depositing. So depositing is increments of 0.15 LP, and compounding is increments of 0.12 LP. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, it has to be in that exact ratio, or you are going to lose a little bit of tickets without having that exact number. So, Bull, you want to add to that, or Joe? I know you guys are better at the actual math on that, but
Yeah. So if you're a person that's looking to get 50 deposit tickets, right? Like that's 7.5 LP. And what is an LP going for these days? $30.63. So you could multiply 7.5 times 30.63. That would give you 50 tickets into the detonator. So that's a really powerful opportunity to get that chance at that life-changing money, which we're going to go into in 15 minutes or so, or 10 minutes. So maybe we'll talk about that a little bit more. But basically, the idea is there's 2 different mechanisms to get tickets: deposit or compound. Compound is what you've deposited and then the interest that you're earning within the detonator, and you clicking compound will get you tickets, and that's 0.12 or multiples thereof of 0.12. Deposit are multiples of 0.15.
Perfect. Yep. And again, the whole question was about topping off. So unfortunately, if you compound at, 0.07 LP, then you would not get a ticket, and then you would not be able to add, another, 0.5 LP, then you still wouldn't get a ticket. So yeah, you want to have a minimum of that 0.12 on compounding and 0.15 on fresh deposits, and you can definitely compound multiple times a day and deposit multiple times a day, so you can accumulate more tickets that way. But it just has to be in those round divisible by those numbers. So, all right, awesome. Go ahead, Bull. Any other questions? Or I don't have any more on YouTube. I don't know if anybody here in voice has their hand up or anybody from the army. I know, again, I'm so good at putting people on the spot, but LA,
I
are
wanted
you
to pop
there?
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
coming. You anticipated it today. I love it.
I'm ready for you
Yeah,
today.
yes, no doubt. We're
Um,
learning together, right? Yeah, go ahead, LA.
yeah, I actually just wanted to say something I've been thinking about the last few days. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but when I look back at my life, there's definitely like moments that I think back to financially and otherwise and just think like, oh, I wish I had have done that at this moment. Things would have been so different. I wish I had have invested in that. I wish I had have waited a little bit longer to do this. I wish would have done that. But the truth is you really can't change anything from the past. You can only be responsible for what you're doing right now. But I finally feel like right in this moment, I timed everything correctly and I caught that hot thing, that great opportunity right at the right moment, finally in my life. That life changing opportunity. I feel like I finally caught it at the right moment. And that's EMP. And so I just wanted to share the great thing about EMP is no matter when you got in, whether you got in 3.5 months ago when I did, a little bit before that when the project started, or whether you're getting in today, we're catching this opportunity at that golden moment where other people are going to look back maybe in 2 or 3 years from now and being like, oh, I wish I was one of those lucky people that caught it right from the beginning because I'm loving it now, but imagine if, right? But if you have the opportunity right now to add on to what you already have, or if you're thinking of investing and you have the opportunity to start right now, this is just kind of the most insane opportunity ever to add to your investment because EMP costs 22 cents right now. And a couple months ago, it was in the 80 to 90 cent range, which means like 4 times what it is now. And so, I mean, 4 times what it is now. Every time you're compounding or every time you're buying LP or buying EMP, it is at such a massive discount that it is just that insanely golden opportunity. Like I just sit around thinking about how awesome this opportunity is right now to be catching it at this moment, to finally have that moment in life where you're like, oh my God, I was one of the lucky ones to actually like catch that. You're not hearing a story about someone else getting that. I actually get that opportunity. So I just wanted to say this, like for anyone who's, a little bit scared to invest or a little bit scared to kind of add to their investment, you don't want to be looking back in a few months from now when the price is back up to 80 cents or $1 and be saying, damn, I really wish I had been adding extra LP this whole time because now it's way more expensive and I could have been way ahead. But obviously not everyone has more money to invest, but there's this opportunity to be compounding like crazy right now. There's this opportunity to be promoting the project on your socials like crazy right now. There's so many things you can do to help your bag financially and otherwise. and we have this like amazing golden opportunity that we all are lucky enough to have caught right at the right exact moment. So I just wanted to share that because I've just been feeling so lucky and so blessed for so many reasons. One, for that reason, and two, just for all of you who are just so amazing and add so much to my life. And this is just such a positive community, and it feels so good to be involved in this every day. So that's what I wanted to share today.
Amazing, LA. Oh my goodness, you're gonna have to clip yourself with that one. I know I always say to clip those gems for those standalone videos, but I think that one is definitely clip worthy. And yeah, I mean, I could not agree more, LA. I mean, again, I got to be careful with what I say as a team member and as part of the founding members, just because I don't want it to come across as financial advice or having ulterior motives. But I know I'm loaded into the bag every day, even outside of the team, allocations. I mean, it's a true opportunity, and I think people get nervous, and it's good financial sense, not to just keep dumping money into something that has no future, or they say they try to catch a falling knife, and then you have the dip, and then you have the dippity dip, and then the dippity dippity dip. So it's really hard to just keep going in when a project continues to go down. But EMP is so different. I mean, again, if I have to make that argument to you, then you probably don't have the conviction to invest in the EMP anyway, which is fine. But those of you that do understand what's happening here at EMP, that argument is a very easy argument, because you see all the development, you see what's happening day after day after day. We're continuing to build. The economics are very strong. The treasury is powerful. The team is powerful. The community is unbridled. I mean, everything that you want to see in a crypto project, we have here. So again, I think there is that fear of going down with a sinking ship, but this is just how the bear markets work. I mean, you have to be prepared to have an 80 or 90% correction, and that's what we're seeing now. And like Ella said, even all things considered, EMP has still held up really well with all the other projects in the space. So, all right, awesome, LA. That was good. You got me hyped on that one today. So, thank you for sharing. All right, I have one more question, and then we can go into Detonator. So, Nodes question. This is on YouTube. Um, Nodes questions. If you have accumulated about 20,000 EMP, I don't know if that's 20,000 or 2,000. I'm hoping it's 2,000. But if you've accumulated 20,000 EMP through nodes and don't have the funds to create EMP ETH LPs, what would be the best strategy be? So, oh man, that is not a good situation for you to have gotten yourself into. That is a shit ton of EMP. And so, that being said, I would say maybe over time, you can probably just zap into LP. I think that, we never advocate for that, but with that much EMP, it's better than just dumping it on the market or continuing to compound into nodes, because it's going to make your problem even worse. So as long as we're above peg, zapping is not the end of the world. At this point, for the best thing for you and for the protocol, is to just hold on to that EMP. Because again, even if you sold it now, you'd be selling EMP at the floor. So not only is that bad for you as the investor, but it's also bad for the protocol because we're below peg. So yeah, I would say wait till we recover peg, and then slowly. Do not do it all at once, because then it's a major dagger on the chart. Zap in your EMP to more LPs, and then do not get yourself in that situation again. I mean, really, you want to be able to have enough in LP to produce ESHARES to then pair up with that EMP from Node. So, yeah, and it's 20K. That's a lot, brother. I mean, or sister, whoever you are. So hopefully that helps. Bonds are another good idea. Again, but James Pelton said it really well today. I think people go into bonds, and get really excited for us to recover PEG. And then as soon as we recover PEG, then everybody redeems their bonds, and now we're below PEG again. So you still, even with bonds, you're still, the fundamental issue is still there. So bonds are a good solution, but really the best solution is to rip off the band-aid, so to speak, and then LP that EMP through zapping, and then don't have that problem moving forward, which will make the protocol more healthy and you more healthy as well. So, Bull, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I was going to suggest bonds, or just rebuying nodes to trickle out that again, because it will slow down and alleviate the fear of, you paper handing it and selling it and hurting yourself and hurting the protocol. So, bonds will lock it in, but me personally, not. Kirk, did you want to say something?
Oh, I'm sorry. I do, but I didn't realize I didn't realize I clicked. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Bull, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, I know. I muted myself so Kirk could talk.
Oh, all right. Yeah, go ahead, Kirk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just actually going to mirror what Bull was finishing saying there, which is for the guy, the YouTube guy. Yeah, nodes, man. If you got 20 grand, you could get yourself 2 gigas and have a little left over to hold on to. And I do like to do that too sometimes, because it kind of kicks the can down the road a little bit without doing anything, especially with EMP at 22. Like you're saying, I mean, you're reinvesting and going to get even more EMP in the future, but that's not a bad thing. And that it can, at least you can be making something on your EMP without hurting the protocol while you do that, and then regroup and come up using like Joe's strategy there. As you're slowly regaining that EMP over time, you can pair it up more effectively with your ETH that you're earning. It just gives you a little more time rather than just sitting there looking at 20,000 EMP sitting in your wallet. You could at least do something, powerful with it while you're waiting.
It would also bring up.
Also, if you've got LPs, if you got some in Magic is great because it helps with our PEG. But if you're heavily weighted in Auto Vault, you might want to think of moving some of that to the farms. And if you have BNB eShare, moving it to the farms. That way you're generating eShare, and then you can just use that strategy of selling the eShare for ETH, and then you can pair it up with the EMPs. Now, you probably have more EMPs than you can handle in the farms, but at least that's a way of making more LPs and getting you back on track. And then, yeah, buying more nodes is not a bad thing. It is a little bit of kicking the can, but AJ, you said down the road, there is going to be a huge use case for EMP where you're going to want to have as much EMP as you can. So if people are patient, just think of it as cold storage. You're just holding your EMP for when that utility comes through fruition. Just be a little patient and hold on to it. Dumping it now is the worst thing because we're below PEG. It's just going to hurt you in the long run. And then you can always zap in a little bit later when we're well above PEG, like 103 or something, and just slowly ease out
for sure,
rather than just unloading all of it.
Yep, great points, guys. And again, that's the beauty of this collaborative effort. Again, I know some of us get stuck, not in the great, ratios, and so this is why we got to talk about it and find a solution that's good for you and good for the protocol. And yeah, all of the above. I mean, we do have, again, I say it now, and all of these AMAs are going to age very well because there will come a point where EMP is what you are going to not have enough of. You think you don't have enough eShares or ETH right now, but eventually EMP is going to be what you're going to want most of. So we have a bunch of different contracts and a bunch of plans that make EMP even more valuable to hold than to sell, because EMP will become another means of revenue share, or you know, ETF. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do. Again, I don't want to give too much alpha, and we're a long way away from that. But I can assure you that those of us that have a long-term vision and play by, the allocations we put forward will be set up extremely well for the future. So yeah, all really good points.
And I wanted to follow up real quick, if I can, AJ, on that. I see a lot of really great comments that are very, what's the word I'm looking for? That are, very complimentary towards you and well-deserved. But my point is if you're one of those people that talks about AJ and talks about how unique he is and what we have going on here, and I certainly fall into that category. It was the minute, I don't know, a couple of months ago now, that AJ was talking about this very thing about moving to a place where EMP is what you're going to want. When I've heard that the first time, I made a decision that nodes was going to be my big thing. And now I'm not a big, huge node guy like some of these guys that have, 69 gigas. But I made a decision to get into it more heavily than everything else. And I'm always joking around about how much I love my nodes. And the reason that is because I believe AJ. And I believe him when he says that. And so for me, nodes are like my EMP savings account. I just drop it in there, and I know that every EMP that I drop in there, I'm getting ×3 on that EMP just by putting it in there. And I don't need it today. I don't need it next month. I probably don't even need some of this next year. And I just think it's important that if you are buying into the program here, and you're buying into what AJ is saying, and you're buying into what Joe and Bull and all these people are saying that are smart, there's no problem in locking up your EMP for a while, especially when you're gaining that kind of interest on it. So I know we're getting close to rollover, so I'll stop. But I just encourage everybody to look at that and don't be afraid of long term.
Awesome, Kirk. Yeah, brother. I appreciate the kind words. And yeah, man, you know me. I'm not one to overhype or, overpromise and underdeliver. But it's my goal with EMP, again, to make the native asset of EMP one of the most valuable things in the entire protocol. So, and we will get there. I mean, there's a ton of ways to do it. We just have to, again, get there. I know I speak a lot about trying to do too much too soon. And those, like Kirk just said, those that understand that the future potential of the native EMP token and what that might bring, nodes are an amazing asset as a savings account, or an alternative to bonds, or however you want to do it. Just remember that with great power comes great responsibility. That's why we want to be very careful with what we recommend as far as nodes. Because if you're simply buying nodes, just the ROI, by dumping your EMP from those nodes, you're doing it wrong. So again, not only because it's less money for you as the investor, you want to maximize your gains, and that is not how you maximize your gains, and it also hurts the protocol short term. So again, but those that know how to utilize nodes can really help the protocol over the long run. So, all right, yes. So, Detonator, here she is. My screen capture is up for those of you joining us on YouTube. Detonator is our daily ROI contract. Every 24 hours, we have another cycle, and we have about 6 minutes and 30 seconds left for this one, so I'm going to go pretty fast here. But the pool balance is looking very healthy. We've seen a lot of great volume again today, even though there hasn't been a large amount of top depositors. The incoming volume has been incredible. So we're almost at an all-time high pool balance from yesterday, and we haven't even seen some snipers. So I think we'll easily get to another all-time high. We have about 3,314 users. Every day it's growing by another 10 or 15 users. That will become parabolic. The more user growth we have, and again, once markets start to recover, again, detonators are daily ROI contract. You deposit LP tokens, you get 365% ROI on that deposit, but your initial funds are locked up. And this is really beneficial to the protocol with additional liquidity, and it also helps us regain PEG with a lot of that new buying volume on EMP. So we reward 1% of the overall pool to the largest depositor of the day. Currently, that's 32 LP. We'll see if that holds up. Yesterday, we saw multiple snipes around 300 and 400 LP. We'll see if that happens again today. Every time I say we may see fireworks, we end up usually seeing fireworks. So we'll see how that plays out. But we also give 1% of our pool to a random lottery winner as well. So we say lottery and giveaway interchangeably here. Truly, it is a giveaway. Lottery is just a little bit easier to comprehend because you get credit for every deposit or compound you make in the form of tickets, and as long as you have one ticket, you can win. So, Bull, how are we on tickets? I think yesterday was an all-time high for tickets, right? Or pretty close.
Yeah, it was really close. Right now we're at 8,000 tickets.
All right, awesome. And again, we always encourage maximizing your compound so that you're able to get at least one ticket a day, because the only way to guarantee a chance to win, or rather guarantee a chance to lose, is to not have a ticket. So one ticket can win. We've seen people win with, I think the lowest was like one or two tickets, but a lot of the times it's like 6 or 7 tickets end up winning. Again, it's just the luck of the draw. So, Bull, anything else you want to add about Detonator? We're about 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yep. So part of the secret sauce or the magic for Detonator is that those tickets are purchased with LP. The LP is EMP ETH LP. So 50% EMP, 50% ETH. And so, you can build it, fresh, bring capital right in and create it fresh, or you can have it from your farm and, be earning, ESHARE, or you can take ESHARE and, buy the LP and put it into the detonator. So the part of the secret sauce, right, of the longevity of the detonator, really, a lot of it comes from the farm and the health and the liquidity in the farm. But, really, that EMP ETH LP is special for so many reasons here, in the ecosystem.
For sure, Bull. Yep. And on top of all that Bull just said, with the LP tokens, you still get exposure to the price increase of ETH. So again, LP is at an all-time low from dollar value. I mean, 90% of us have bought LP for the detonator at about $100 per LP. Today, LP is about $30. So you're able to build a huge position at a third of the price. And then once things recover, your dollar value is just going to go absolutely mental, and be again allow you to ROI in a third or a fourth of the time. And so and all of us that are already in Detonator, it's bullish for us because we're able to compound, and through the power of compound interest, I would bet to say, most of you that have been here for at least 2 or 3 weeks have seen exceptional gains in your compounded value, as long as you've been compounding more than claiming. So, yeah, hopefully that gives everybody some insight, and we're getting close. So about 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Again, make sure to compound in the last few seconds here to maximize those tickets and those instant rewards. Again, as new volume comes into the protocol, 6% of all new deposits are distributed amongst everybody in Detonator according to their share of the pool. And so you can see potentially, 0.1 to 0.3% increase in your daily rewards on top of your daily burst just from that alone. So really powerful stuff. All right, 1 minute. Here we go. 81,161 LP. Currently, the largest sniper is 34 LP. We'll see if that holds up. Good luck, everybody. Here we go. 40 seconds. And we are in a little bit of a lag here on YouTube. You can actually monitor deposits on chain in real time. The link is in our Telegram. So, all right, here we go, everybody. Good luck. 25 seconds. Will 34 take it? We'll see. 20 seconds. 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Holy moly, it's 35, 34. Oh, all right, we had a big one coming in. 410. Let me refresh. All right, I think 410 may have taken it. There may have been a few other snipes in between. Let me let the contract update. Again, there's a lot of info that is processed within those last few blocks. So, all right, let me give it one more refresh. If somebody is on and can tell me,
410.
Yep, 410 took it. Okay. Was there any other miniature snipes below that? The pool balance looks really good, so there might have been one, maybe two.
I thought there was a 409, but I'm not sure.
122.6 also came in.
All right, good deal. Yes, so and there it is. The contract has updated. Again, those that do not claim or compound, those rewards are rolled over into the pool, which keeps the contract extremely healthy for all the rest of us, and it really doesn't hurt you as the investor because you're able to ROI on those funds eventually anyway. So if you miss a claim or compound, rather than ROIing in say 400 days, it would only take you 401 day. So really, really powerful economics involved with Detonator. And here we go, a brand new all-time high, 82,163 LP, just absolutely massive. We're seeing about 1,000 LP growth every single day, while we are still giving away over 25 grand times two, so about 50 to $60,000 a day here at Detonator. So hopefully one of you were the winner. We would love to have you celebrate with us. If they're on, anybody win bull that we know? I don't know before we wrap it up.
Nobody has their hand raised, so
All right. Well, they're more than welcome to jump on in a future AMA and give us a background of what they did to win. Again, those that seem to be depositing a little bit every day as well as compounding to maximize their tickets, they seem to be doing the best. Again, it is a closed source contract. All the winners are selected at random based on future block hash. We don't give away the secret sauce, but you can rest assured it is very, very fair. And you can cross-reference those tickets to the winners. So again, we have all the blockchain data in the Telegram for those of you that can see that. And really, it's just becoming so powerful. Detonator is an absolute monster, and we hope that this becomes one of the largest ROI contracts, and not only the largest, but most sustainable ROI contracts ever created. So, Bull, any final words? I know I always say that like we're going to the gallows, but final thoughts while we wrap it up for today? Go ahead.
nope. Well, of course. Just keep doing what you're doing, up into the right attitude. Working hard when everything seems bleak. That's what's going to pay off for you, both financially and education wise, and making crypto friends. All those things are going to add to your crypto journey and just make it more fun.
Absolutely, Bull. That's what I usually say it during Detonator, but we're putting the fun back into crypto. I call this the daily game show here, where all of us can get together and see life-changing wealth being distributed every single day while we all participate and again set ourselves up for passive income for what we hope is years to come. So. All right, I'm going to wrap it up right on time today. Again, thank you all for being here. Tomorrow is Friday, which is my day off. So I never have a day off, really, but it is the day that I take a break from these AMAs. We will have a community run AMA on Telegram, so feel free to join us over there. And then I'll be back with all my friends, my co-host with the most, Mr. Bullgates, and I will be back on Saturday. So again, only one day a week we take to spend some time with the family, but we'll be continuing to build. And if there's any major alpha, I may be on and do an impromptu AMA on Fridays. But this week, I think we're going to be good to go. So, all right, everybody. Again, thanks for being here. Congrats to all of you that are involved in EMP, and much love to all of you as well. So, all right, good night, good day. We'll see you in 2 days. Bye bye.